This is Bradley Benner with the Gadget and the ATM. Tonight is October 29th at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. We've got a couple things to cover briefly tonight, and then in Q&A, if you guys have any questions, please post them on the events page, and I'll get to those in a few minutes. I want to do a brief update on the local sites that I had been building. I told you guys I was going to keep track of them because I was testing a couple different methods, which is testing multiple keywords with the location custom lists, and I was doing statewide builds because they still ended up being rather large builds. Having some pretty good success with some of them. Some of them are still slow to index, not producing much at the moment. But I'm also working on an affiliate campaign right now using the ATM, and I'm not going to share those details just yet because I'm still kind of researching the niche and putting up some test sites at the moment, but it looks to be incredibly promising, and I'll share that with you guys probably next week if it pans out. So, and I'm testing a bunch of different type of affiliate configurations for that, so we can talk about that possibly next week, but I just want to give you a little teaser. With that said, I'm going to take the screen and jump over to Firefox, and we'll take a look at some of those sites that have been built. Again, guys, if you have any questions, post them. I suspect this will end up being a short webinar again because the attendance has been very low. So while you have me, go ahead and post some questions. Otherwise, we'll wrap it up as soon as I get done with a few things. All right. So let me take the entire screen. We'll jump over there and see what we got. You guys know, if you don't, you should know from watching previous webinars that I've been testing using a bunch of different keywords for a site build, and it multiplies very, very quickly. If you've got, typically what we had been doing is using one keyword for an entire nationwide build or a state build or whatever, but it's usually targeting like one main keyword, and then you add your tags, and that's how you get additional pages to rank through tags. But I wanted to try having actual posts targeting multiple keywords without having to build multiple sites. So what I did was I multiplied, I took the custom list down to just a state, and in the counties were the top level categories, or the categories, I should say, and then the cities or towns within the counties were the actual posts. And I was able to build, one of the sites ended up being 150,000 posts. I only had 2 tags on that one, so 2 tags per post. So it came out to be about 300,000 tags, which is generally about normal, but there was a lot of posts. And I'm actually having some pretty good success with a few of these. That's what I said. I've got a few of them open right here. I've got a couple others that have been built, but they're not really indexed yet. This is one that I did a couple weeks ago. It's not producing very much. If you take a look at, let's see, we had 8 clicks out of 1,300 impressions. You can see, though, the impression rate is rising, which means as it gets more impressions, there's likely to get more clicks as well. Okay, so there's not a lot of activity on this yet. It looks like the average position is 49.1. If we go take a look at pages, I like to sort by position with pages because now I can see which pages are actually ranked. Okay, and you can see that I can't remember how many posts this particular site is, but if you take a look at the list, you got a bunch of pages, and this is only showing 50. But if I bring it down to like 2, right now it's at 100. Let's go to 250. Yeah, we get to almost 250 posts on the site that are in the top 10. Okay, and that's not bad. It's not bad. It'll get better as time goes on. Again, that's what this impression line is, the red one. The red one shows how many more times it's being served in the search results, no matter what the position is. Okay, but generally what happens is when that red line goes up, you'll start seeing the clicks go up as well. So this one's not too bad. It still is. It's actually got 200,000 posts indexed, including tag pages, which is interesting because that seems to be a lot. So I'm surprised it's not doing better yet, but just give it some time, it might. Next one I want to share was another one that I had done. This one is a little bit older than the previous one. You can see that this one's had 47 clicks in the last 30 days. If we take a look at the impressions, these are all ring partner sites too, by the way. I am making money from these sites, which is cool. Okay. I've had many, it's all in one niche too, but I've got several other ring partner site builds ready to go. Well, content for them and domains. I just need to build the sites for different niches. This was the walk-in tub niche. But you can see this one, once again, if you take a look at the red line, like I said, as the impressions go up, you'll see that the clicks go up too. And so once the impressions kind of steady out, the clicks will stay somewhat steady along with the impression level. Okay. It's pretty much almost a direct correlation. So this one's got 47 clicks in the last 30 days. That's not too bad, right? It's a click and a half a day. So that's not too bad. This one here is another one. Let's see. Oh, that was the indexing rate. Okay, so this one's got 106,000 posts indexed. That was the one we were just looking at, and this is the indexing of it. And then this one is the one that I've had up for the longest. And you can see I've got, this is the oldest site. This one's probably a good 2 or 3 weeks older than the other ones. And that's why this one's performing really well. I've got 136 clicks in the last 30 days. So that's just over 4 clicks a day, or basically 4 clicks a day, which is pretty damn cool considering, it's generating revenue. If we click on the impressions, you'll see the impression line, just like I said. And this one is getting a lot of clicks as a relation to its impressions, which means this site is ranking well. That's what that means, okay? If you see a lower relationship between, or a lower ratio, for example, come back here, you'll see that this one's got a lot less clicks for the impressions, which means it's not ranking as well. It's still giving impressions, but it's typically means that it's further, further back in the SERPs pages. All right. But when you start to see lines like these, when they're closer together, that means that it's actually ranking better. So that's why this one's doing really good. 4 clicks a day. I'm happy with that for a statewide site. That's pretty good. I'm happy with that. All right. And then again, if we take a look at pages and we sort by position, which I got to turn that column on, then you'll see that this one probably has a lot in the top 10, and that's why it's getting a lot of clicks. Yeah, well, so far that's 250 URLs in the top 10. I've got 500. I'm at 500 URLs that are in the top 10, and this is just a statewide site. It's a small one too. I think it's Tennessee. Yeah, this is Tennessee. So I think it had like 90,000 posts. All right. So I just wanted to share that, guys, that it's working well. I got another one here. I don't know where I don't have it attached to this Search Console account, so I've got to look at it. I built this one. I think this is the newest one that I built. It's a New Jersey site, another small state. I keep narrowing and refining down the keyword list for these types of builds, but they're working well. Not so bad. I've got roughly 200 clicks across those 3 sites that I just showed you in 30 days. So, that's, what is that? A little over 6 clicks a day. That's not too bad. Duplicate that out across the entire country. Over time, I'll have that done. If I had more time, I could do it in a day or 2. But if I duplicate that out over time, you're looking at, several dozen clicks per day. Those are going to, it's just a numbers game. A lot of those are going to end up, or a percentage of them will end up turning into phone calls that will qualify for payment. Okay. So it's a pretty good strategy, I think. I know you can do it with single, targeting single keywords for the entire country. But what I like about this is the way that I've got it. I'm covering so many different keywords that I'm pulling in traffic for long tail terms. And that's what I'm looking for. All right. And so, like, because of the keyword list that I had generated, there's just so many different long tail search phrases that could bring in just a little bit of traffic. But cumulatively, it ends up having a pretty nice effect. All right. Okay. So that's all I had for the day. You guys have any questions? I'm not seeing any. This was about a 10-minute webinar. Until the attendance starts to increase on these guys, or when I have something more significant to show as far as training, as I discover new niches or new methods, that's what I'll be teaching on. And then obviously it's Q&A. These are really supposed to be for you guys. The attendance has been awfully low. So maybe we need to talk with the group and find out if there's just another time or something that would be better. Honestly, I don't care. It's just, if you guys have questions, that's what these are for, and I can try to answer them. Lastly, like I said, there is an affiliate campaign that I'm working on. Actually, 2 of them, to be honest with you, and I'm testing both of them. If they pan out to be good, I will definitely share it with you guys, because this is, that's what we're supposed to be doing, is sharing our successes and things like that. And it could actually benefit me anyway. So I'll be happy to show you guys that as soon as I have more data. Okay, Michael says, can you go over how to add widgets like videos, opt-in page, etc. on the sidebar? Michael, if you know how to do anything with WordPress, it's no different. All right. You know, if you have a Aweber account or GetResponse or something, you want to add an opt-in form into the sidebar, you just go generate the form code inside of Aweber or GetResponse. Both of them, I think, have plugins that you could install that will connect via API, so you can generate everything from right within your WordPress dashboard, and insert contact forms in the right sidebar or widget area. Okay. Videos, again, a video is just nothing other than a text widget. I mean, it's just WordPress, right? So you just take the embed code from YouTube and install it and paste it into a text widget inside of WordPress. You know, I mean, there's no difference, Michael. It's just a WordPress site. So anything that you could do in any normal WordPress site, you could do with these. They're just really large. That's all. As far as opt-in page, if you have a separate opt-in page, like I use ClickFunnels for opt-in stuff because I use the hell out of ClickFunnels. I love it. But you could use lead pages. You could use page builders like, what is it called? Profit Builder, which is a WordPress plugin that builds sales pages, Optimize Press, anything like that that you can use to build an opt-in pages. And then you can use an actual, you can actually do the WP overlayer. That's what I like to do. I like to build the sites, and the sites are just in the background to rank. But I don't want somebody landing on this page right here if I click on it because, well, this one's probably already got the landing page on it. It does. So this is a WP overlayer page, right? I'm using this page that I guess Dawn created or whatever, that's inside the ATM. So again, you just use the WP overlayer for that, which is easy. Just don't overlay a money site on it. You want to have a separate landing page for it. Yeah, it's all done after the site is deployed, Michael. You can't do it ahead of time. All you can do ahead of time is add your content and configure your shortcodes. That's it. Once you click deploy, it builds a site. Then you got to go in and clean up the site anyways, which has all been part of the training. And that's when you can add plugins and you can do whatever you want. Now, as far as videos, well, I can't show you this because I've got the WP overlayer on it, but I add videos to the actual site builds. But what I do is just grab the YouTube URLs and I place them right inside the posts when I'm building the posts. But I wrap them in a tag, a specific tag. The tag is something that you have to activate after the site is built. You got to add a plugin. It's called Viper's Video Quick Tags. I'll spell this out. I know it's probably small, but just a minute. Viper's, oops, excuse me. Viper's Video Quick Tags, and then let me blow this up so you can see it. All right, that's the name of the plugin. So, and then what you do is you just grab a URL, YouTube URL, or you can grab spun YouTube URLs. In other words, collect a bunch of YouTube video URLs that are related to your niche or your content, preferably that has the keyword in the title. And then you spin those together and create a short code inside of, not a custom list code, but a short code. And what I like to do is call it whatever the niche name is, videos. And that's what I call my short code. And so all I do is take the URLs, I put them in the spin tax, add them as a short code, call it niche videos. Then I put that in my Word or my Notepad file, guys. I always keep a Notepad file, for example, like this one, of my site builds. So I've got my keyword, I've got my short codes that I create that are specific to that build, my pack list as well, my custom list, and then my regular short codes. Then I have my keywords, and then I have my content, and I make a copy of the HTML version of it inside the editor screen and paste it in when I'm done. That way I have a copy of it, and if I need to deploy it again, I know we can use the recycle button, but I also like to keep a hard copy on my own hard drive. So anyways, once you have your YouTube URLs spun together in a short code, you just wrap the short code in this short code, which is part of the plugin, and it's single square bracket YouTube, and then you're going to close it with the, you're going to close it with a YouTube single square bracket tag. So it would be just like this. Then once you build your site out, the short codes are going to, because of the short code, it's going to pull a URL out of that list of spun URLs that you had, which would be a YouTube URL. and it's going to just leave that URL right there once the site's been deployed. Then once the site's deployed, you add the Vipers Video Quick Tags plugin, you activate it, and then you go to settings, and you'll see Vipers or video tags or whatever in the settings menu. You click on that. I like to update the size to 640 by 360, which is your standard aspect ratio for YouTube videos. You click save, and then when you go refresh the page on your ATM site that's been deployed, that video will now be an embed. Until you add that plugin, it'll just show the URL. But once you add that plugin and you activate it, it will show the embed. And so that's what I like to do because that helps a lot. All right. Adding a video helps a lot. All right. If you guys got any other questions, post them, or else I'm going to wrap it up. So, Michael, if you have something else, but yeah, all that's done afterwards, man. It's just WordPress. So you just got to deploy the site first. Once the site's deployed, you can pretty much do anything you want. They're just big sites. That's all. All right. Okay, guys, it looks like I'm going to wrap it up. So thanks for being here. Next week, we've got more to cover. Hopefully, I'll have that affiliate stuff ready. If it pans out, I got a lot I want to share with you guys for real because I'm working really hard. I'm building a bunch of sites right now, but it's in 2 specific niches, and I'm trying to see how successful they are. So anyways, I will see you guys next week. If you have any questions, post them on the events page. I'll get it posted in the next 24 hours or so for the next event, which will be next Thursday at 7:30 a.m. So thanks for being here. We'll see you then.